All right, we're going to call to order the Board of Supervisors special board meeting for Tuesday, September 30th. We are meeting in the Board of Supervisors hearing room at 1415 Melody Lane in Bisbee. Order of deletion of any item on this agenda is subject to modification at the meeting, and any item listed is open for discussion and possible action. Please note that some attachments may be updated after the agenda is published, meaning presentation materials displayed at the board may differ slightly from the attached versions online. Members of the Cochise County Board of Supervisors will attend either in person or by remote conferencing. Members of the public may also attend the meeting via Microsoft Teams or the mobile app. The board may permit public comment during the discussion of any item on this agenda. To speak on an agenda item, please complete and return the speaker request form to the clerk of the board prior to 9 a.m. on the day of the meeting. We will begin with a roll call. District 1.
Crosby is here.
District 2.
Gomez is here.
District 3. Antonori is here. All supervisors are present, with 2 in person and Mr. Crosby attending online. So let's go with agenda item number 1 first.
Okay.
Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve demands and budget amendments for operating transfers.
Second.
All right. So any discussion? All right. So the motion for the board is to approve demands and budget amendments for operating transfers for the, for the county. All those in favor say aye.
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 All right. Motion passes 3-0. All right. So next, can I get a motion for, oops, I flipped it over. Agenda item number 2, please.
I move to approve the retention of Timothy Lasota to represent the Board of Supervisors for the purposes of recovering the settlement amount in the LaChance versus Cochise County case CV 2023-00363.
Second.
All right, we have a speaker for this one, Ms. Morse. All right, so is she online? All right, Ms. Morse, you have 3 minutes.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I would like to express my opposition to the retention of Timothy Lasota to represent the Board of Supervisors for this new lawsuit. I did go back and listen to the March 27th meeting with Mr. Lasota, and you know, Supervisor Gomez, as well as Mr. Lasota, repeatedly stressed the savings to taxpayers by settling out of court with this $130,000 settlement. And so far, we've spent, I believe, $84,000 on legal fees for Craig Morgan for legal services regarding the jail district tax last year, almost $25,000 to Mr. Lasota, and I may be missing something there, but at least $25,000 to him and $130,000 to Mr. LaChance and plaintiffs. So we've already spent $240,000. You know, Mr. Lasota, as I'm sure you're well aware, is very experienced and knowledgeable. He's been legal counsel for Carrie Lake and Abe Hamaday and Mark Fincham, all related to baseless, unproven election fraud. He also drafted the Articles of Incorporation for Mark Fincham's, quote, Election Fairness Institute, which promotes baseless, unproven, and harmful claims about election fraud. He's also represented the Arizona Republican Party. I have personally witnessed his work in the courtroom. So he was the one responsible for drafting the brief original settlement, obviously, that was discussed on March 27th, and nothing in the agreement that I can see prohibits Mr. LaChance from promoting his views about the jail district tax election. There is reference in one of the deal points, or provision number 2, to have a supermajority requirement of 60% to pass the tax election, and that being settled in court. So it seems like Mr. Lasota would have written the final settlement with Mr. LaChance to avoid this extra litigation. And I'm wondering why we're filing this lawsuit, or you are, relatively shortly before this election. It's practically October, so it's like a month away or slightly over. And I'm wondering if it's just to disrupt and undermine what has already been done. So I have great concern with Mr. Lasota handling this and the whole thing. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Morse. Okay, so there are no other speakers for that. So with that, the motion before, any discussion amongst the board members?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I wonder, are you able to discuss the issues in play?
Regarding the retaining of Mr. Lasota for the purposes of looking
No,
at,
I'll withdraw my question and ask the same question for agenda item 3, which I think would be a more appropriate time. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
okay, all right. So with regard to agenda item number 2, to approve the retention of Mr. Lasota, is there any additional discussion? None. All right. So the motion before the board is to approve the retention of Timothy Lasota to represent the Board of Supervisors in the ongoing jail district legal matters. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. So motion passes 3-0. All right. Can I get a motion to move number?
I move to approve the initiation of a lawsuit against Daniel LaChance to recover the $130,000 settlement amount from case CV 2023-00363.
Second.
All right. So we have one speaker on this, and it is Ms. Morse again. So Ms. Morse, you have 3 minutes.
Yes, thank you. It's Allison Morse. I'm assuming you can hear me again. So I would like to express again my disapproval for the initiation of this lawsuit to recover the $130,000. It just honestly, it seems absolutely ridiculous. I mean, we're not talking about anything. You know, the settlement itself. There's nothing in it that is legally binding except for, you know, we agree to this and we agree to that. It's like there's no wording that says, if you do this, then this is going to happen, or there's nothing like that. Mr. LaChance spoke at a public meeting at the Bisbee Library, which I attended, and he distributed handouts. 2 of you were there. I'm sure you remember. And there's nothing in the settlement that I can see. It's just it's a very scant document. It's like 1 page plus signatures. There's nothing that I can read that prohibits him from exercising his First Amendment right to free speech. Now, Mr. LaChance and I do not agree on a lot of points. There was some effort to reel Mr. LaChance in, but I believe Chairman Antonori was the one responsible for the meeting, leading the meeting, and there wasn't much discouragement from him. You know, with all due respect, Mr. Chair, you kept engaging with him and saying, well, you know, it's not illegal, and you can sue us. So there was no effort really, in my opinion, by the person leading the meeting to quiet this person. So that was allowed to go. And really, there is no legitimate claim to recover the $130,000. I mean, what do you have? Do you honestly think that you're going to win this in court, or are we just spending more taxpayer money? I mean, it's more work for Mr. Lasota, which is great, but it's at the expense of Cochise County taxpayers. And it seems like we keep forking out money for litigation over the craziest things. And this is, as far as I can see, just a great opportunity for both the plaintiffs and the defendants to litigate the issue of the 60% majority and possibly for the yes vote as far as tax election passage goes, and possibly the petition signature requirement for the jail tax election. So it's very upsetting. The whole thing doesn't make sense. And, you know, to have this go on right before the election certainly does not add to my level of confidence in the whole process. So thank you for your time.
All right, thank you, Ms. Morse. I'm going to add, I like the fact that Ms. Morse brought up that there is no effort, nor was there an effort to stifle anybody's free speech, and nobody is saying that. Mr. LaChance is free to say whatever he wants, but there was an agreement, and this is my opinion, there was an agreement that in exchange, and that's what settlements are, when 2 parties are suing each other in court, they come to an agreement. One party receives something in exchange for the other party receiving something else. They come to a mutual agreement. Nobody gets everything they want. That's why it's called a settlement. And when one side takes their piece of the settlement and then denies the other side the benefit of settlement on the other, that's a problem. And that's what we're having Mr. Lasota take a look at. The board will have another special meeting and executive session to hear what Mr. Lasota and Mr. Correa, the county attorney for civil, deputy county attorney for civil issues, are going to brief us on that. The decision whether or not to file an actual lawsuit will be done after we see what Mr. what Mr. Lasota and Mr. Correa brief us on. We have not made that decision yet. That decision will be made again after we hear from our attorneys. This is only to initiate the process because we've already just hired Mr. Lasota. Now we are going to have him begin the process of taking a look at this potential lawsuit, and then he will brief us on whether or not he believes there's grounds and what the likelihood of success would be, and then the board will make a decision on whether or not to proceed. And that's the path forward. So we're, I would say, halfway down that road.
I would just also like to comment that the reason why we hired Mr. Lasota is because there's a conflict of interest within the county attorney's office in even looking at the case.
Correct.
So we had no choice but to hire somebody else who could represent us. So that is something that Ms. Morse has left out in her, looking over in her research. There was a conflict of interest. We needed advice. We did what we had to do.
And the county attorney still is involved in an advisory capacity, but
Right.
the lead counsel is outside counsel, Mr. Lasota. But anyways, back to Mr. Crosby. Did you want to ask that
Well, I
question
think-
again?
I believe you expressed your view very well, and so I would ask Mr. Hendel if he had any further discussion on the issues in play.
I have no further comment from the county attorney.
Okay, thank you very much.
Good. Again,
And
all this
thank you,
will,
Mr. Chair.
yeah. So Mr. LaChance, or excuse me, God, too many LaChance Lasota. Mr. Lasota is going to provide us with his review of what he believes would be grounds, and then we will get briefed on it. And that's the direction we're going here. So what we're doing is giving him the approval to initiate that process, and that's what agenda item number 3 basically consists of. So with that, any additional discussion?
No.
None? All right. With that, the motion before the board is to approve the initiation of a lawsuit against Daniel LaChance to recover $130,000 in settlement from case CV 2023-00363. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes 3-0. And with that, the next meeting will be the Flood Control District work session to discuss flood control district issues and get an update on the flood control district. So with that, we are adjourned.